behind the scenes with future country rock blues kings and queens. Discover them first with Palm Mash TV. Palm Mash TV.
Well, hello there. It's Paul Mash TV time again. Thank you so much for joining us. We got another great interview coming up for you shortly. But don't forget about the subscribe and bell buttons below you there, and you'll always get the latest interviews whenever possible. And check out the description. We'll have ways that you can contact us there, and we'll repeat that at the closing credits at the end of the show. So stay tuned for that. From Oshowa, Ontario, Canada today, we have Wally Bartfay. This is the second time he's been on our show. And he's updating us on things since last time, so I know you want to check that out. But before we do, here's another word from Galtar, the guitar made specifically for a woman, so don't go away. We'll be right back.
Ready in 5.
When nothing else seems to match up. Galtar, the musical apparel that fits any outfit. Galtar, bringing heaven to earth, one gal at a time. GaltarHeaven.com.
Okay, we're back, and with us from Oshowa, Ontario, Canada for the second time, we have Wally Bartfay. Thank you for coming back on the show, Wally.
Oh, thank you for having me back, Paul. It's a pleasure to be here and to see you again. It's been 7 months. We were just chatting 7 months ago. You had you on your show.
Just a moment ago, I searched, and I guess I did you 7 months ago. It's hard to believe it's been that long.
Yeah, there's a lot of exciting things have been happening since that time. So, yeah.
Right. Well, so why don't you give us the lowdown on things that's been happening in this past 7 months? I'm sure everyone would love to hear about it.
So I got some new songs out on, and recently, this week, actually this past week, I put out a song a little while ago in December, and this week it's called "You're My Beautiful," and it's a very special song that I wrote for my wife Emma. It kind of marks 3 milestones in her life. I wrote it for her birthday, actually, and she also retired from the university. She was a professor too, working at the university here in Oshowa, Ontario Tech University. So she retired this past summer. And the third big, real big milestone is the fact that this marks her 10th anniversary as a breast cancer survivor. So the song was very, very special. It's a love song that I wrote for her. And I did it with Stephen Wrench. He's out in Florida and also in Nashville with music and film. And it was produced by Wayne Killis. And Stephen Wrench wrote this really lovely instrumental. And you'll also hear on this song violin and violins by Molly Cherry Holmes. Molly is a 5-time Grammy nominated artist, a really talented artist, and she did a wonderful job with the violin and the instrumental. Well, this song anyways hit #1 this week on the world indie music chart list, top 100 list, and it's also #1, which I'm really proud of, in the Euro Indie Network music chart list. So we made two of the kind of prestigious indie lists there this week. So I'm really excited about this song. It has been getting a lot of traction, a lot of good feedback in different magazines. The Euro Indie Network did a really nice review. It also was in Fanbase Music Magazine, had a really nice review. So I'm really excited about this new song that's out there. Yeah, so that's a little bit of an update there. So really excited about this, and again, getting lots of great feedback, lots of great traction. We got a music video out. It's on Vivo. It's also streaming on different platforms like Roku and out there. And Stephen's been pushing those music video channels as well. So anyways, it's a really lovely song, really touches my heart. And on many dimensions. And I hope your listeners will enjoy it too when you have a chance to play it later on as well. Yeah.
Yes, and of course we'll begin to that in a few minutes. And you know, you were talking about Stephen Wrench. Yeah, he's been giving me some artists recently, and he's a heck of a promoter. And just wanted to shout him out for that. And we got a few artists coming from Stephen Wrench very shortly, so stay tuned for that. Are you involved in any concerts or any shows you want to tell people about who so happen to be in the Oshawa, Ontario area?
No shows, just well, currently I'm still teaching at the university. I was teaching courses in epidemiology and public health, but I'm planning actually to retire this summer as well, take an early retirement and spend some more time with my wife and also do some traveling, but also spend some more time doing you know, what I really enjoy, writing music. I really enjoy the artistry and you know, writing music. And it's like I said on my last time when we met 7 months ago, I got back into really writing music again during COVID. It was a rediscovery time for myself. You know, we had all this huge lockdown here in Canada, and all the classes at the university and everything were shut down. We had to teach remotely. And then I had a chance to dust off my old guitar downstairs, my old six string, and put new strings on it, new tuner pegs and so forth. And it just came back. It was a difficult time, but it was also a blessing because I got to rediscover music again and get into songwriting again. And so I really hope to do that when I retire this upcoming August. Actually, I'm looking at August to hang up the shingles, so to speak, in academia and research. But I would like to continue on to do my research related to music as medicine, looking at some of the many health benefits of music. And last time we spoke, I spoke about how my father had dementia, and how music therapy really helped him when he was having these BPSDs, these behavioral and psychological symptoms of dementia. He had a stroke several times, so he developed a form of dementia called vascular dementia. There's 100 different types of dementia. He had vascular ones, and when I would sing him old folk songs and so forth that we used to sing around a campfire at the cottage, this would really decrease it. And we did some work at Ontario Shore Center for Mental Health Sciences, doing some interventions with patients with various forms of dementia, mostly Alzheimer's disease. Took these baseline measures and created these personalized playlists for them. Everybody likes different genres. It might be you know, Christian music or jazz or rock or whatever, classical, whatever they were into, you know, with their families. We took these baseline measures, how often these BPSDs like anxiety and aggression and sound downing and having hallucinations and so forth occurred. And then we did it music therapy several times a week, minimum 3 times a week, and see how often these BPSDs occurred, and also afterwards, several hours afterwards, to see the lasting effects of it. And it had huge impacts. And we had some challenges doing these studies with these patients because not all of them could wear headphones like I'm wearing currently. Many patients even can't wear wristbands because they get agitated and they might try to bite it off and so forth. They're very confused, and these are very advanced forms of dementia. So the way we got around that is we had parabolic speakers. So they're directional speakers. So they're only focused, if you focus it at you, for example, you would hear it, but someone sitting beside you wouldn't hear it. They use parabolic speakers in the community at crosswalks. When you hear that beep sound, you only hear it at the crosswalk. You don't hear it all over the area there. So we got around those kind of challenges and so forth. And, we found that music has many, applications and so forth. We're also looking into things like different noises. There's white noise and pink noise, brown noise and gray noise you may have heard of. And just in the past 5-6 years, if you look at sales of white noise machines, Walmart and different outlets that sell it, Amazon and so forth, they just skyrocketed. And white noise is basically static, if you want, and it helps calm down babies when they're crying. They found this, and I actually experienced this too many years ago, over 20 years ago, when I had my first son. And we had some acreage out in Kingston, Ontario, I remember, and we had this large exhaust fan over the stove and couldn't get him to sleep and so forth. And somebody suggested that we turn on the fan and just put him there a little while. And I tried that, and that's a form of white noise. And he actually calmed down. It actually does work. I can tell you firsthand experience using that fan to calm him down. And he was colicky and he fell asleep finally. And it's non-invasive. It helps children relax. There's different types of noise. People are using it to for relaxing and ADHD, for sleep, for insomnia disorders, and also if you go up on the different types of noise, some of them are brown noise, and some people react better to different types of noise. There's also something called gray noise, which is tailored music. And it may be customized by an audiologist or in the lab by a scientist. And you can deal with various hearing problems. Tinnitus is a classical one. Tinnitus is ringing in the ears. So by playing, gray noise, it's non-pharmacological, it's non-surgical, it's non-invasive. There's no side effects. And it's helping many patients with things like tinnitus. And we're just rediscovering right now, how music may be used as medicine for healing and for promoting, for many disorders. We know, for example, that music therapy with Parkinson's disease patients, for example, playing certain music and getting in sync with the brain promotes dopamine levels, and they have very low dopamine levels. So there's not only sort of psychosocial benefits, but there's hard physiological and biochemical changes that take place in the body as well when we play music. Another one is binaural beat therapy that is being investigated now as well. And these binaural beat therapy started with a guy called Dove, Heinrich Wilhelm Dove, back in the 1839. And they didn't have headphones back then, so they used tuning forks. And basically a binaural beat is, if let's say in one side of my earphones, I'm playing 310 hertz, and on the other side, I'm playing 300, 310, take away 300 would be 10 hertz. Now the human ear can't detect 10 hertz. It only detects 20 to 20,000 hertz. So it really is an auditory hallucination. But these different waves that are created and they get in sync with brain waves, it can alter brain activities and different levels of arousal. So we're using binaural beat therapy. It's being used for patients with schizophrenia, sleep disorders, attention deficit disorders, and so forth. It has many applications that we're just starting to examine right now, and potential diagnostic applications as well. What's really interesting, I know my own work with dementia patients, is when you take someone who's in advanced stages of dementia, they have no short-term memory. They can't remember, what they ate for breakfast 10 minutes ago. If you'd ask my dad what he ate for breakfast, he would always say eggs or something, and just the classical response by him. But of course, he had cereal and whatever, yogurt or something, something totally different. But he would always say eggs. So he had absolutely no short-term memory during the later stages. But music remains long-term memory, remains in our minds for many, for many days. So one of the last memories to go is actually music, ironically. And if we look at the brain at rest, if we take a CT scan, we look at all the colors for a patient with advanced dementia, it's not very colorful. But when you start playing a familiar song to them that they knew in their youth, the brain lights up like a Christmas tree. Literally, it lights up like a Christmas tree. So it triggers many parts of the brain: the temporal, the parietal, frontal lobe, cerebral lobe, limbic systems. They all light up on these scans, and it's really wonderful because it changes their mood. It increases their quality of life. Now, there's no cure for many of these things like Parkinson's disease and dementia and so forth. There's no cure, but many of these patients, we can improve their quality of life, which we want in these later stages. They're terminal diseases, neurological disorders. So it's not always about the quantity of life, but here it becomes a quality of life. And if we could improve patients like my dad, as well in his last remaining moments, last remaining years or months, whatever they have left. Music therapy is non-pharmacological. There's no nasty side effects. It's non-surgical. It's not invasive, and there's no side effects, literally. So we're just trying to examine some of these uses for music. Some of the clinical applications that we've been doing over the months, and I like to continue doing that when I actually retire as well, to continue looking into it and researching that and so forth. Yeah.
Well, that's amazing. I hope that you'll have a lot of luck with that, and it'll keep progressing over time. And you can find all your music on all streaming platforms. Is that right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's on everything you name it, I'm on it. Everything from SoundCloud, Vivo, YouTube, all the Spotify's and all those other channels. I'm on all social media, so every social media is out there. My music is out there, Paul. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm sure You're My Beautiful is there, and you can check that out. And we're going to watch that video in just a moment. But thank you so much, Wally, for coming back on the show. If you have time, maybe in the next few months, maybe you can come back on a third time.
I would be honored. Yeah.
Okay. Well, here it is. You're My Beautiful. It begins right now.
You're my beautiful, beautiful, you're beautiful to me. Beautiful, you're my beautiful, beautiful. To me, beautiful, beautiful soul, beautiful woman that I've got to know. You're my life, you're all my hopes. You're the reason I live and told. You're the wind in my sail. You're the fire that makes me live. Still waters run deep. Like your unconditional love for me. You love me for who I am. All my scars and wounds you understand. And I want to spend every moment with you. Time stands still when I'm with you. See the stars late at night. Sit by the fire and hold you tight. I wanna walk on the beach with you. Kiss your sweet lips and make love to you. Beautiful. You're my beautiful. You're beautiful to me. Beautiful, you're my beautiful. Beautiful, you're beautiful to me. Beautiful, you're my beautiful. Oh, beautiful to me. Beautiful, you're my beautiful. Beautiful,